Someone please start recording. Someone please start recording. Okay, today I'm gonna go into the plans. The latest 5-year plan for Malaysia is the 12th Malaysia Plan. This is the latest 5-year plan. Okay, because this morning this is published in 2021. Last year in July, 9th of July 2021. Because this morning I wanted to, I share with you in the Telegram picture from this page to explain to you about the policies, development policies in Malaysia. Because this is now the shared prosperity vision, the name of the policy. And this picture will show you the connection between all the policies. My page 15 I've already passed it over. Yes. Oh, come jump so quickly. Oh, this is 12th Malaysia Plan. Sorry, I was referring to the the book 11th Malaysia Plan, which is just before this. Okay, fine. The picture that I put to you in the Telegram was from the 11th Malaysia Plan. And I opened this file from the 12th Malaysia Plan. Okay, so I was looking for that picture. I don't find it. This is 12th Malaysia Plan, whereas in the book that I'm holding with me, I don't know whether you can see on the screen or not, it's from the one before that, 11th Malaysia Plan. On that picture that I gave you in the Telegram, I snapped from this book, 11th. It gives a nice, diagram of how the plans are. What are they? And this one I don't have with me, the 12th Malaysia Plan, because nowadays you can, download. Let's go through quickly. I hope they have similar picture. Yeah, it doesn't have. So you can refer to your Telegram. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna stop sharing this page. Just gonna show you from the book. Oh yeah, so small on this. Because I'm carrying this live to my YouTube. That's I'm adjusting something so that it will make it bigger. Second. Okay, now this is from the 11th Malaysia Plan, the plan before the current one. This is until 2020. The 11th, now 12th Malaysia Plan 2021 until 2025. This is just before the current one. So on page 1-5, yes, this is the one that I give you in the Telegram today. Okay. Okay. You can see on the left, from the left, the NEP, New Economic Policy. The New Economic Policy from 1971 until 1990, 20 years. Okay, the first one, the first circle, NEP, 20 years. Followed by NDP, National Development Policy, for 10 years. Can someone respond to me that you can see this on the screen?
Yes, can see, Doctor.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's NDP for 10 years. You must know all the policies. This is development policies. Do not get mixed up or confused with a 5-year plan. We're talking about second you know, second Malaysia Plan, third Malaysia Plan, fourth Malaysia Plan, five Malaysia Plan, sixth, Malaysia Plan, seventh Malaysia Plan, eighth Malaysia Plan, ninth, 10, 11 Malaysia Plan, and now 12 Malaysia Plan. Those are 5-year plans. Here, the circle here, development policies. Do not get confused. Development policies will be covered by many or several 5-year plans. Like, for example, the first circle on the left, the new economic policy, Dasar Ekonomi Baru, covered for 20 years. 20 years, right? 20 times 5 times 4, 20. So covered by 4 5-year plans, which is the NEP, the first circle, covered by 4, second Malaysia Plan, third Malaysia Plan, fourth Malaysia Plan, fifth Malaysia Plans, from second to fifth Malaysia Plans. That policy of NEP covered by 4 plans. Whereas the second circle, the one that succeeded NEP, National Development Policy, for 10 years only. I give you the reason already in previous classes. You know why 10 years, not 20 years? So many things can happen. So it is easier, shorter period of time to make adjustment rather than 20 years. Anything can happen in 20 years. So that's why 10 years only. NDP, National Development Policy, many other things, the policies, the objectives from previous one, which is the new economic policy, you know, are maintained, but with different approach. Objectives are maintained, and the overall goal of the nation, which is national unity, yes, that remains as the national goal, national unity. So this is NDP, the second one, from the year, I cannot really see it, but you know, 1991 until 2000, right? For 10 years. Yes, that's the National Development Policy. NEP, the first circle, launched by Tun Razak all the way to 1990. Yes, Tun Razak. After Tun Razak, Tun Hussein on, the Prime Minister. So, 2. After Tun Hussein on, Dr. Mahathir. So, the NEP was under 3 Prime Ministers until Dr. Mahathir, 1990. And then 1991, the NEP launched during Dr. Mahathir as Prime Minister, 1990 until 2000. Still under Dr. Mahathir as Prime Minister. And then after the National Development Policy, it was the National Vision Policy. The National Vision Policy, 10 years also, which is from the year 2001 until the year 2010. National Vision Policy. Why the name National Vision Policy? This is launched 2001 during Dr. Mahathir as Prime Minister, 2001, because Dr. Mahathir steps down in 2004 or 2003 or 2004. He steps down in 2000, I think 2003, because there was 2004. So when it was launched, 2001, it was launched during by Dr. Mahathir, the National Vision Policy. Why? Back in, from this book, Malaysia, the way forward, or policy speech. This is the speech. Yes, delivered by Dr. Mahathir in front of the Malaysian Business Council, February 28. February 28, 1991. Okay, February 28, 1991. That speech, Malaysia, the way forward. Dr. Mahathir gave a vision with 9 challenges to overcome to achieve that vision by the year 2020. And this speech became Wawasan 2020. From this speech in 1991, 91 became Wawasan 2020, Vision 2020. Just like your glasses, your spec, you need to have a Vision 2020. So that's how the magical phrase. So that was 1991, meaning about, at that time, 19 years from the speech to achieve that. So that's why 1991. You see this? He gave that speech 1991, while in fact at that time, oh, it's too big to handle. This is from booklet. Okay, booklet. This is too heavy for me to handle. 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram there. Booklet. Okay, this is a booklet. This is a summary. in the summary, easy to handle. This is a little book. Heavy for me to be. Okay, this is in Malay. So the second one, when Dr. Mahathir gave the speech in 1991, he was speaking at that time during the second circle. During the second circle, which is NDP. The speech that he gave, Malaysia, the way forward, in February 1991, was actually during the time of NDP, which is the second circle, National Development Policy, Dasar Pembangunan Negara, the second one, second circle. That was 1991. So he gave that speech long ago when he launched the next policy, which is National Vision Policy, Dasar Wawasan Negara, Dasar Wawasan Negara. I mean, the speech, which already became Wawasan 2020, adopted as a Wawasan 2020, became the name of the development policy in Malaysia in the next one, which is the circle number 3. You see what I'm saying? Even though he gave the speech during the circle of number 2, which is National Development Policy, or in Malay, Dasar Pembangunan Negara, he just gave speech. The speech happened during that time, 1991, when the second circle was, that policy. The second circle was the Dasar Pembangunan Negara, National Development Policy was launched. But actually, the policy that, trying to achieve the Wawasan 2020 came as the National Vision Policy, Dasar Wawasan Negara, taking the speech that he gave, 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, in 1991, that became the basis for this, the third circle, National Vision Policy. Okay? Dasar Wawasan Negara, which is from 2001 until 2010. So that was launched in 2001. Okay, 2001. He stepped down 2004 and then continued by Abdullah Badawi, Nang Tun Abdullah Badawi, as Prime Minister. Some 3 years after that, battery. Now with a little book, easy to handle. I couldn't handle my hands, big size. So this is the third circle I'm talking about. Sorry. Can you still see?
I can't see, Doctor,
Yeah.
because it's above your head.
Can you?
Yes, can.
My camera for this isn't working. There's a glitch. Okay. Now, can you see the book again?
Can.
Which one? Okay. Can you see this one? Okay, tell me that you can see it.
Can, Doctor.
So now the National Vision Policy in Malay, Dasar Wawasan Negara 201-2010 was the first leg, kaki pertama. Oh, it's not kaki. It's like in the chain, rantaian. The first one to achieve the wawasan 2020. This, I want to point to you that. So, the National Vision Policy, Dasar Wawasan Negara, was the first policy in a long 20 years to achieve wawasan 2020. The first one, because the next one is the National Transformation Policy, the fourth circle. Yes, the fourth circle, Dasar Transformasi Negara, the National Transformation Policy 2011-2020. That's the one that was entrusted upon to carry on and to achieve the wawasan 2020 Vision 2020. So go back, going back to the third circle, which is National Vision Policy, Dasar Wawasan Negara, was launched 2001, but Dr. Mahathir resigned or stepped down as Prime Minister and gave it to Abdullah Badawi in 2004. Not even half of the 10-year plan. And then Abdullah Badawi also stepped down after the election, I think. So it was under Abdullah Badawi. No, not before election. Sorry, I forgot the dates. Okay, he stepped down or carried on by Najib Tun Razak. Okay, so it was the Dasar Wawasan Negara, or the third circle, or National Vision Policy, was under two prime ministers. Dr. Mahathir and Abdullah Badawi. And that was succeeded by the fourth circle, National Transformation Policy 2011, Dasar Transformasi Negara. And this one was under Najib Tun Razak. And with that, with the ETP and GTP, Economic Transformation Plan, ETP, and GTP, Government Transformation Plan. And all those plans was part of the recommendation by the National Economic Advisory Council, NEAC. From this book, another book that I give you the picture. The National Economic Model, sorry, not the New Economic Model for Malaysia. This is by NEAC. Yes, NEAC here is the National Advisory Council, NEAC, under EPU, NEAC, advisory here. Whereas This book here, 1998. Yeah, this one, December 2010. December 2010. Okay. By advisory. I just wanted to show you the spelling here. NIAC also. This is NIAC. This is the book National Economic Recovery Plan. This one for the 97-98 currency crisis. This is the plan to get out of the currency crisis. This was published in August 1998. Do not get confused. August 1998. 98. Much earlier, about 12 years earlier. By NIAC also, but the name is different. National Economic Action Council. Action here. NIAC, same short form, NIAC. But here action. National Economic Action Council. This one also NIAC. Also under EPU. Same under EPU. But here action. A here is different. Same NIAC. A here is action. Also here under EPU, some 12 years later, when December 2010. This is also by NIAC. But here, the A here is advisory, not action. Advisory. NIAC, National Economic Advisory Council. Also under EPU. I think they just, change the name. They just give that name, but it's EPU. So, National Economic Advisory Council. This one, National Economic Action Council. Action, advisory. So, this book, 2010, lays out the new economic model for Malaysia to have, because Malaysia is not moving up, stuck in a middle income trap. So Malaysia needed a new economic model. Do not get confused. This is some 12 years after this book. This book is for the East Asian currency crisis, 97, 98. How to come out from that? This is the plan, action plan. This is new economic model. And this new economic model became the foundation for the National Transformation Plan. Became the foundation for the fourth circle in my book that I'm showing here. The fourth circle keempat, National Dasar Transformasi Negara, National Transformation Policy, NTP. NTP, the basis is from this book, New Economic Model for Malaysia. 2 parts. I lost the first part. New Economic Model for Malaysia, part 1. This is concluding part 2. I have it. Part 1, I lost it. Maybe my student borrowed from me and did not return. So that book, the first one, is more important than this because it gives you the problems and it shows a graph, very important graph. Malaysia clearly stuck in a middle income trap. And I don't have the book in hand with me. However, I will show you this is from this book, a new model. This is national transformation. What is it? The GTP on the left. Yeah. GTP on the left and ETP, Government Transformation Plan and Economic Transformation Plan. That became included, that was included in the 11th Malaysia Plan. And this 11th Malaysia Plan is the last leg, the final lap of 5 years. You imagine that you have to, in a stadium, you have to go 5 times in the stadium. 5 times, because 5-year plan, all right? This final lap to achieve wawasan 2020. But did Malaysia achieve wawasan 2020? You must know the goal, the objective of wawasan 2020 was to attain to become a developed nation, negara maju, with own mold dalam acuan sendiri. Wawasan 2020 from this speech did not say, from this speech, Dr. Mahathir's speech in 1991, 20 years before that, almost 20 years, did not say high income. No, did not say high income. It says developed nation in our own mold. Negara maju dalam acuan kita sendiri. I emphasize the word negara maju, developed nation. It did not say high income. Whereas the NTP I'll try to handle, but it's heavy. The NTP maintains the, I cannot read there, I try to read, maintains the people-centered development approach, people-centered, through a new economic model. This model with the objective of to achieve a high income economy. You see there? High income economy. Inclusive. What is inclusive? No one is left behind. Tiada siapa ditinggalkan. So now, this NTP, I want to point out, it spells out the objective is high income. Different from Wawasan 2020, Dr. Mahathir's speech did not say high income. Dr. Mahathir's speech says developed country.
Non ho capito bene. Prova a dirmelo in modo diverso.
Developed country. Okay, that was the speech. Bahasa 2020. Developed country, developed nation, negara maju. But the NTP says high income economy, inclusive. So let me read. The National Transformation Policy maintains the people-centric, centered on the people, people-centric focus through the new economic model, which sets the goal of becoming a high-income economy that is both inclusive and sustainable. Yes, inclusive, no one is left behind, and sustainable, meaning that the use of current resources will not deny future generation of that resources, whatever resources, they are sustainable. And I'm reading again at the bottom, the black one. Yes, right here. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I'm reading again. Okay. This transformation agenda is supported by the ETP. Yeah, rather than the word ETP, policy is program, economic transformation programs, ETP, and GTP, government transformation programs, which focuses, the ETP focuses on the 12 economic areas that are most critical to the nation. 12 economic areas critical to the nation's continued growth, that's ETP, 12 economic areas. And GTP, government transformation program. So the popular word at that time was transformation, ETP, economic transformation program, GTP, government transformation program. The GTP focuses on transforming areas of public service that are of great concern to the rakyat. The government has also introduced My NDS to strengthen implementation approve. My something lah, I don't know. My NDS, My National Development. We have to find the short form in the front. I think NDS has something system of implementation, so don't worry about that. So finish with the fourth cycle. So from NEP, Dasar Akademi Baru, to NDP, second cycle, Dasar Pembangunan Negara, to Vision Policy, National Vision Policy, Dasar Kuasa Negara, and the fourth one, which is Dasar Transformasi Negara, not national, Dasar Transformasi Negara, but in English, National Transformation Policy, finished by the year 2020. Malaysia, however, did not achieve what Wawasan 2020 Vision 2020 intended to achieve, which is a developed nation. Yeah, but I think Malaysia is quite developed. So this is our discussion, my discussion with you. The objective of the Wawasan 2020 was developed nation. Yes, Malaysia may not be a developed nation, but I think Malaysia is ready. It's well developed as a nation in terms of development. Infrastructure, good education, good, all the system, banking system, all well developed. So Malaysia is in fact a developed nation, but Malaysia is not a high income nation. That's my point. Malaysia maybe can be regarded already. Look at this. Well, it depends on how you define development. You know, the Petronas Twin Tower, one of the tallest in the world, and now the tallest building, the second tallest building in the world, Merdeka 118. Second only after the Buruj in Doha or Dubai. Sorry, Dubai maybe. But if you define tall buildings, good infrastructure, you know, as a developed country, yeah, Malaysia maybe. But overall, they say MRT, LRT, good infrastructure and good service delivery and good health system. COVID-19, Malaysia did well, to overcome the pandemic, and the vaccination programs well, uh, happened well. You know, I must have had four already. I have the first one, Sinovac, second one, Sinovac. The booster was Pfizer, first booster, third, which is third. Fourth, I had a second booster also Pfizer. So I fourth, four. I mean, free. Uh, and I think 99%, almost 99% of the people residing in Malaysia, including foreigners, maybe 98%, yeah, already have vaccination. So there was a good success in program. So because of good healthcare and so on. So Malaysia can be considered as a developed nation in Malaysia's own way. It's a developed nation already, but Malaysia is not a high income economy. That's my point. Developed, but not high income economy, because if you read inside the this book, the one that talks about a new model needed for Malaysia to get out from the middle income trap, I don't have with me the first part, unfortunately, because I wanted to show you a graph showing how Malaysia fared with other countries. Uh, I try to find if I can have it in my. In my file. Let's go to you can folio. I'm logging into you can folio. Yeah, there's in the uh, UCAN folio. So when there is inside the UCAN folio, I have a file on my pen drive. So it's PDF. Yeah, part 1. Alhamdulillah. I'm gonna share this. I don't have the physical book. I have the PDF. Alhamdulillah. Okay, tell me that you can see. You can see this slide PDF. And tell me that you can see this. Oh yeah, so right here. Can someone tell me? I cannot get your response.
Yes, yes, doctor, we
Okay.
can see.
Okay, this is the new academic model published in 2010, December 3rd, 2010. Okay, let's go. Okay, this was part 1, strategic policy direction, published preface. So this is the NIAC member. Tan Sri Amir Sham Abdul Aziz. I think this is from boss of Sem3, maybe. And Zulkifli Razak, professor from USM. Dr. Hamzah Kasim, I don't know. Yukon Huang, I don't know. Homi Karas. Dr. Mahani Zainal Abidin, Allah Yarham, I met her back in 1998. Allah Yarham, she passed away. She was professor at University of Malaya. Professor Danny Koa was with MIT, USA, and London School of Economics, and now working at Lee Kuan Yew Faculty of Economic something, National University of Singapore. He's from Penang, but studied in the US, Princeton and Harvard, and worked at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is one of the top universities in the world. not Harvard. Okay, people know Harvard, but MIT is much better because the mother and father of technologies are there. I mean, MIT produce technologies that we have today in iPhone, Samsung, or whatever, Tesla, all originated at MIT, not at Harvard. And then he went to London School of Economics, and then for the past maybe 10 years already in Singapore. And then this Panglima Andrew Sheng, he's something with financial. Zainal Aznam was with the EPU, Bank Negara Malaysia. I met him in the US. Allah Yarham. Allah Yarham. So we have, I know here, two Allah Yarham Mahani, Allah Yarhamah, and Zainal Aznam, a good man. I met him in the US, and he's from Bank Negara Malaysia and EPU. And then Nicholas something, I don't know him. So this was in 2010, 12 years ago. Why the need for this? But I'm not, okay, let's go quickly. To make it bigger, what is it? Where's the, to make it bigger? Pardon me, I don't find it. To make the size bigger. Oh. Okay, why do we need a new economic model? And what are its goals of NEM, enabling factor or programs for NEM? Where are we? Where Malaysia was? Malaysia is open for better or for worse. The economic engine is slowing. Yes, economic engine is slowing down. So what happened? Private investors have taken back seat. Doing business in Malaysia is still too difficult. Our exports are still strong, but not generating enough value added value. You know, I explained to you, if this is, 1 ringgit US sell, your cost is 80 cents. 1 ringgit, 80 cents is the cost, 20 cents is your value added. You can do either way or two ways how to increase value added. You can try to sell it rather than 1 ringgit, but you try to sell it 125. But will anyone buy your product? No, 105. Now 1 ringgit. You can sell it. Once you bring up the price to 105, 1 ringgit 5 cents, will people buy it if the quality is the same? So in order for you to sell, to increase, from 20 cents value added, because the cost is 20 cents, 80 cents, you want to sell 105. Now value added is 25 cents. Will people buy it? No, if the quality is the same. So you need to increase the quality. But you will have competition from other products. So you have to, like maintain 1 ringgit to be competitive compared with other products, other, products from other countries. So it means that you have to reduce the cost from 80 cents, make it 75 cents. how to increase, reduce the cost. I said increase, reduce the cost to 75 cents. In order to reduce the cost, you have to be more efficient. Uh, so in order to be more efficient, you need technology, you need a new production methods and modes and all those. So our export is still strong, but not generating enough value. You need to increase value added. How to do it? Technologies, better production, reduce cost without compromising on quality. Meaning you can reduce cost, but quality can go up if you use better methods, better technology. So, but of course, when you use more technology, your cost will go up, and that's why you need to master technologies, latest technologies. So all these difficult ingredients, it's like you're making a better cake. You want to make better cake every day, so you have to play that around. So okay, low skill jobs equals low wages. Productivity is growing, but far too slow. Yes, the key, one of the keys is productivity. Efforts to innovate and create have been insufficient in innovation. We are not developing talent, and what we do have is living. So number 2.3, the gap between rich and poor is widening. Malaysia is stuck in the middle income trap. It's not a question mark. So I thought the book giving us a question mark. Is it? Is it? No. The book here is a statement. Malaysia is stuck, not stuck, stuck in a middle income trap. And these deficiencies are preventing us from getting out. And next is, that's executive summary. Yeah, it's nice to read because it gives you the summary. What happened around us compared with other countries? New global leaders are emerging, and Malaysia must be one. Others are getting their houses in order. We should too. Malaysia should lead the global green revolution. What is green revolution? Sustainable development, environmentally sustainable. Global business is bipolar. Sorry, not bipolar. Bipolar. Two polars. The large are getting bigger and smarter, while the small are more nimble and faster. These are the things, bipolar. Both have their own strength. The bigger companies getting bigger and smarter. The small companies are getting more nimble. The hands nimble and fast. Bipolar. Growing our most important asset is the people. What advantage do we have? What is the strengths? We're not poor, and we have good infrastructure. Yes, definitely. We have established a world-class manufacturing base. Yes, definitely. But Malaysia is the heart of a vibrant region. Malaysia is in the middle of, Southeast Asia, a middle of Asia, middle of the region which is so vibrant. All the economic, you know, you know, activities are right, centered here. I mean, the region is vibrant, good economic, you know, emerging economies and so on. Malaysia at the heart. Malaysia is a model of cultural and ethnic and biological diversity. Culturally, the three main races, three main ethnics, plus, from Sabah and Sarawak and many other, really melting, I'm not saying melting pot, unlike the US, but there are many ethnicities, many cultures, all living in harmony here in Malaysia. Where do you want to be? Where we want to be? I'm operating two computers here, my desktop and my notebook. Oh, okay. What do you want to be? The new economic model is sustainable, inclusive, and high-income economy. That's the objective of a proposed new economic model: a sustainable, inclusive, high income. Sustainable, inclusive, high income. Breaking through to high income status, generating benefits for all Malaysians, and economically and environmentally enduring solutions. The ultimate beneficiaries are rakyat and business. Getting help to those who need it the most. Core characteristics of new economic model: a new way of doing business in Malaysia. That's the core thing, characteristics. A new way of doing business in Malaysia. Greater reliance on productivity to drive growth. Must move away from input-driven economy to an innovation-driven economy. In order to become an innovation-driven economy, ekonomi yang dipacu inovasi. Move away from what? Ekonomi dipacu input-driven economy. That was the old way. Now the new way, economy driven by innovation. You need productivity, and you need science and technology to fit in. So shifting from a state-led to private-led investment and production. In the past, it's been especially during the new economic policy, dasar ekonomi baru, it was state-led, dipandu, dipimpin, dipacu oleh state. State here, government, not state negeri. State is here is government. From state-led to private-led. Let the private leading investment and production, meaning less of government involvement in the economy. So greater local autonomy with accountability, of course. Greater economies of scale from clustering. Cluster, you cluster together activities of similar type of activities and related. There's a cluster of automobile. Everything about automobile, there. Cluster geographically. Electronics, there. Cluster of electronics. Geographically, all there. Because once you get cluster, you achieve not only efficiency, you achieve the external, what do you call this, externality, meaning that if I stay in a cluster, if my company is electronic company, I want to stay in the electronics cluster where I can get my components very fast. I can get all the infrastructure related to me. If I'm automobile, I want to be in the automobile cluster. All the infrastructure there, all the human resource there, the testing place to test the automobile that I produce. So you achieve efficiency and economies of scale. There's internal economies of scale, internal to your firm. Because of externality, you get benefit. Kesan limpahan in Malay. There's internal economies of scale, internal within your firm, and there's also industry-wide economies of scale. So here they're talking about industry-wide economies of scale. All electronic sector there, say in Penang. Or the automobile sector there in Shah Alam should be. Well, Proton, opened this in Tanjung Malim, the factory there, but the cluster did not work out. As a result, nearby also, near Tanjung Malim in Perak, which is southern part of Perak, very southern tip. You just cross Selangor, you get to Tanjung Malim. There's a Serendah. Serendah is northern Selangor, which is not far from Tanjung Malim. Serendah is the place for Perudua. So that's why that northern Selangor and southern Perak wanted to become a automotive manufacturing cluster, but did not work out. Only, the Tanjung Malim. Yeah. And then there's a Proton also in Pekan Pahan. So did not work out as a cluster. Attractive technologically capable firms, tapping the emerging Asian and Middle Eastern dynamism, embracing skill, talent. How do you get there? How do we get there? The core enablers of NEM, unwavering leadership and political will, getting the rakyat to drive the change together with the rakyat. The Malaysian people must be a modern mentality, innovative mentality, must have that innovative mentality. You need education, you need awareness. If you're driving on the highway, you throwing your tissues outside of your car, you have old mentality. Only thinking of yourself, not thinking about others. And Islam doesn't teach that way, that you're driving and you throw outside of your car. Islam does not teach that. Even a big push of synchronized policy measures and initiative. Make a big push. The term big push, when Proton Saga was launched in 1983 with the HICOM, the launch of HICOM to produce Proton Saga, HICOM entered into HICOM, High Industrial Companies of Malaysia, HICOM, HICOM, went into joint venture with Mitsubishi to produce Proton. From nothing, from scratch, from zero. And that kind of action or policy or measure or action, we call it big push. Because economic theories or theory teaches us industrial policy, or not industrial policy, economic policy, especially trade policy, must be implemented in accordance to the comparative advantage of a country. During that time, Malaysia has a comparative advantage in labor, not yet technology, not yet capital. I mean, Malaysia had a lot of labor, unemployment was high, so a lot of labor at that time. So according to the theory, economic theory, trade theory especially, it says a country must export products which will use the resources most abundant available in that country. And abundant in that country at that time was labor. So according to economic theory, Malaysia must improve on, labor-intensive industries. But not. If you don't do it now, when are you going to move up the ladder, tangga of comparative advantage, to move up, to graduate from labor-intensive industries to more capital-intensive and more technology-intensive. So in this case, Proton Saga needs more capital, more technology. So if you just follow the economic theory, you just maintaining and improved upon, continue to export labor-intensive, develop more intensive, more labor-intensive industries in order to generate employment, because many people are unemployed. So you will continue that on that path. Yes, Malaysia did more of labor-intensive industries in other sector, but in the automobile industry, you need technology, you need capital. That's a big push, because Malaysia did not have that much capital at the time. Malaysia did not have a technology at that time, automobile. That's why joint venture with Mitsubishi. So, but you must have it now. If you don't do it now, when are you going to produce your car, your national car? So kind of, some people argue this is bad policy, because you lose a lot of resources when you are not ready. No. On the other side, yeah, you need to do it now. Infrastructure good. You have the people that can, good education system and so on. So it is a big push. Start now. Push it. Push the button. Which is what button? To get into automobile industry by launching the HiCom, and HiCom get into joint venture with Mitsubishi and produce Proton Saga. So a big push. That's example. I'm giving you example of the word big push. So in 1993, no, not 93, 83, big push into heavy industry in Malaysia. There was a big push into heavy industry. All this while light industries. So Malaysia with Dr. Mahathir, big push into heavy industries, which is automobile and steel. Steel, besi dan teluli. So example of big push. Now here, big push here refer to big push of synchronized policy measures and initiative. You need a new measure, new initiatives, new program, new policy, that you must do it now. If you don't do it, you'll be left behind. The meaning of big push only, okay? I'm not talking about automobile here. It is the big push into a new model. Got it? big push into a new model. Do it now. Push that button. Using the new economic model. So measuring our performance and adjusting as we go. Managing adjustment, aligning all expectations to the new reality. Close look at these are the reform. So the big push here, the reforms. You must push that button to reform the economy. SRI had 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. The time for change is now. Big push it. Big push. Now, now. Malaysia deserves no less. So what I wanted really to show this figure to explain to you how Malaysia is stuck in a middle income trap. Okay, let's go to that figure. These are the 4 pillars of national transformation. And this is the one that goes into the 11th Malaysia Plan. The book that the heavy book that I was carrying, showing to you. This is it. From this new economic model. It goes into 11th Malaysia Plan. This is the booklet. Executive summary. Oh, yeah, executive summary. So, okay, we click another one, the GDP itself. This is yeah. Okay, this is the book, the red book. Part 1 talks about the transformation plan, the 4 pillars of national transformation. Okay, the 4 pillars of national transformation, which becomes which is to achieve the vision 2020, to achieve Wawasan 2020 within the 10 years left, 10 years more to go. Okay, you gotta understand that. 10 years to go, 10 years left. This is already 2010, 10 years more to go. These are needed. So the first pillar, One Malaysia, People First, Performance Now, April 2009, was launched by Prime Minister at that time. Well, the whole thing, this because 11th Malaysia Plan, which contains the ETP and GTP, was during Najib Tun Razak. So Najib Tun Razak, 2009, this launched the One Malaysia, Satu Malaysia. And then GTP, Government Transformation Program, 6 NKRAs, National Key Result Areas, January 2010. ETP, 8 Strategic Reforms, the reforms, March 2010. And 10th Malaysia Plan. Oh yes, 10th Malaysia Plan by EPU. I forgot. Okay, I mentioned 11th, but this, the Vision 2020, 11th, 10th Malaysia Plan, was in June. But you must know, this book is December 2010. So it was 10th Malaysia Plan. What is 10th Malaysia Plan for the year of 2015 until 2015? 10th Malaysia Plan. I don't know whether you can see in my hand here. Maybe you cannot see. 10th Malaysia Plan is 2011 until 2015. It was launched 2010, June. It was launched 2010 in June. Sorry, in June 2010 for the period of 2011 until 2015. 10th Malaysia Plan. Okay. And this book, the one that we're seeing now, the red book, not in June, not yet, in December 2010. When it was launched to 10th Malaysia Plan, the book that we're reading now, New Economic Model, did not come out yet. It came 6 months later in December 2010. You follow me? 6 months later, this book came out. So here, the graph here, we're talking about what has already been launched. Satu Malaysia, GTP, ETP, 10th Malaysia Plan. And inside the 10th Malaysia Plan, I'm reading from the book itself, a thick book also. Yes. The 10th Malaysia Plan houses the aspirations of both government transformation program and the new economic model. Flipping the book. So for the 10th Malaysia Plan, they got to include the GTP, the Government Transformation Plan. Okay, let me read the preface. The 10th Malaysia Plan sets another historical milestone as our nation embarks on an important mission towards a progressive and high-income nation, as envisioned in Vision 2020. We have achieved great strides in economic and social development in the past 53 years of nation building, but today we face a different dimension of new challenges. We can no longer rely on past strategies and approaches that had previously driven our economic growth. This is forward by Najib Razak, Prime Minister. Malaysia needs a new approach, a new enthusiasm, and a new determination driven by the One Malaysia spirit to propel Malaysia into the next level of high growth. The 10th Malaysia Plan houses the aspirations of both the government transformation program and the new economic model. It says GDP and new economic model. So it doesn't say EPP, but it says new economic model, which includes ETP here. This is from the book, new economic model. Okay, GDP, ETP. You see on the screen. Premised on high income, inclusiveness, and sustainability. This is page what page? If you see the here. Yes, this is the one. Premise on this, I'm reading to you from 10th Malaysia Plan 2011 2015. 11 15, okay? Premised on what? The three items. High income. This is exactly from the book NEM. I'm reading to you from 10th Malaysia Plan. On high income, inclusiveness, and sustainability. Right in the middle is rakyat and rakyat quality of life. So people-centric, rakyat-centric policy. This it charts the development of a nation for the next 5 years, anchored on delivering the desired outcomes for all Malaysians. The 10th Malaysia Plan sets the stage for a major structural transformation that a high-income economy requires. The plan contains new policy directions, strategies, and programs that enable the country to emerge as a high-income nation. So the result is that Malaysia is still not high income. The national development programs are attuned to the 6 national key results areas, 6 NKRAs, which is exactly the book suggested. And economic transformation program, yes, that's ETP. NKRAs and ETP, economic transformation program, and the strategic economic reforms in the new economic model. So ETP and GDP inside this 10th Malaysia Plan, which is, let's go back. That's the graph I wanted to show. Not yet. I'm going to show that. Where were we? Yes, the pillar. Okay, we were here. So this is the goal of the NEM. High income target 15,000 to 20,000 per capita by the year 2020. Malaysia didn't achieve. Inclusiveness enables all communities to fully benefit from wealth of the country, meets present needs without compromising future generation sustainability. Where are we? This is coming up. The graph I want to show you. Yes, this is the one that I wanted to show. Indonesia, for that. This is high income. This is in 2000. This book was published 2010, okay? 2010. Achieved in 2008. This is how income boundary about 12 something, about 11, nearly 12,000. That's why I'm trying to refer. Bear in mind, this number here, high income boundary, is not fixed. High income boundary changes over time. In 2008, it was nearly just slightly 11,000. Today, maybe 17,000. Doesn't remain the same, okay? It depends on, it will grow up over time. Let's see. Where are we? 12 years ago, 1997, East Asian financial crisis, currency crisis, financial crisis is the same. I'm looking at the number. I don't see any number here. What was the 70,000 per capita will rise to this is want to achieve that. Target 15,000. Okay. Per capita. Per capita GNP will rise 70,000 will rise. No, did not achieve until today. Only about 10. So I'm looking at the number. It does not say clearly. It only says this is the target 15,000. The target. But here, this is the picture that I wanted to show you the most. This is the one. Let's go back to this picture before we end our lecture today. See, this high income is about 11 something, about nearly 12,000 USD per capita, meaning per head. You need to have like nearly 12,000 USD income for each per head, okay, per capita. You know that the income here divided by total income GDP. This is GNI, general gross national income, not GDP, gross national income. The total divided by population of Malaysia. I mean, not population, the rakyat of Malaysia. You know, when I say population, can include foreigners as well. So the rakyat of Malaysia, GNI, the total. You need that number of nearly 12,000. That's why the target was 15,000. Look, Indonesia there, Thailand there. Malaysia, this one. Malaysia. Argentina, Chile. This is not breaking the glass of high income barrier, that glass. Poland, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Korea, already there. High income economy. But Malaysia stuck in a so-called trap, middle income trap. Yes, Malaysia is according to category of World Bank, there's less lower income countries. After that, middle income. Middle income will be divided into two: lower middle income, high middle income. Malaysia has been high middle income since 1980s. I can tell you right now, Malaysia was the same as Korea in 1985. I get a book from World Bank. I don't know whether you can see from my here, this book, World Development Report, 1987. I go to table. GNP, according to the one, yes, GNI, GNP, gross national production, gross national income. I explained to you. Okay. This is GNP in 1985, US dollar 85. Korea, Malaysia high middle income. Korea was 85, okay? 2150 per capita. 2,150 US dollar per capita, the income, gross national income or production. This here in the book, here, GNP, gross national production, 2150. Malaysia, 2,000. Just 150 lower than Korea. So basically the same. In 85, Malaysia and Korea was the same level. But what happened? There was 85, 95 years, 2000, 15 years. After 20 years, this is 98. 98 all suffered, okay, because financial crisis. Korea was going up, but slowing down 96 before the crisis. But the 97, you know, it's a financial crisis. Yeah. And after that, and Korea started with what? Only 65 or 150 USD per capita. Korea was poorer than Philippines in 1960, 1950, 1960. Korea was poorer than the Philippines. Korea was poorer than Malaysia in 1960 because of the Korean War, 1953, 1950 until 53, 3 years of war in Korea. Korean War, 50, 53. All the mountains, the trees, no more trees on the mountain. More than 1 million died because of the Korean War. And that's why the country was poor in 1960. But it climbed up because of industrialization, export-oriented policy, export-oriented development policy, became equal with Malaysia in 85. But look, Malaysia is still below, stuck in the high middle income. Korea already passed that, high middle income to high income back in just after the crisis, just after the economic crisis. Why? Korea, of course, borrow from IMF, but Malaysia did my way, did it Frank Sinatra, Dr. Mahathir did his way, but still stuck. What happened? So this is Malaysia stuck in the middle income. So 10th Malaysia Plan and 11th Malaysia Plan, which finished 2020. Stop sharing that one. The 10th Malaysia Plan, 11 to 15. I'm operating two machines here. Can you see that this? And then the 12th Malaysia Plan. What was achieved? Okay, national per capita income what was achieved was 10,796. 10,796, not 15 as the target. So at that time, 12,000, 2008. But I told you the number changes. So Malaysia did not even attain 15, did not get into the high income economy, because the high income economy border 17,000. Let me find it. And then, so that was the story of Malaysia, Wawasan 2020, the last one, 11th Malaysia Plan. And this 11th Malaysia Plan is now 12th Malaysia Plan that we're having now. And the policy, a new policy to succeed the national transformation policy. Remember, Dasar Transformasi Negara? This new policy was launched during Dr. Mahathir as the Prime Minister second time. Dasar Wawasan Kemakmuran Bersama. Dasar Wawasan Kemakmuran Bersama 2021 until 2030. 21 until 30 to be achieved under two Malaysia plans. Again, 10 years. Two Malaysia plans, which is 12th Malaysia Plan. Now, currently, Malaysia is now in 12th Malaysia Plan. And 13th Malaysia Plan. 1 minute, we must stop. So I have to stop right here.